Hey guys, Rachele here with Amethyst Ascension. If you are new here, welcome, and if you are returning, thank you so much for joining me again. So today I'm going to be doing another story time. This one, I wanted to get it out before Halloween. This is something that I actually created a couple of days ago, and I actually had some fun yesterday with a group of ladies that are also from YouTube. We had a little video like hangout, and we did this together as a group. And oh my gosh, it took a couple of hours for all five of us to get through it. But it was so much fun. And it was really fun seeing how our stories intermingled with each other. It just took on a life of its own. It was just fantastic. I had so much fun. And the reason that I wrote this the way that I did is because the actual story was about a group of friends getting together on the full moon in October as a tradition. And so with yesterday actually being the full moon, I'm actually recording this on the 29th, but on the 28th, it was the full moon in Aries as well as the lunar eclipse. And we're a few days away from Halloween, or Samhain. So let me just get started. I did end up creating tabs in here. This is the free version that I offer on my Ko-fi shop. So let me show you the actual story. It's 2 pages long with a few different times to do prompts. I mean, it did take us a couple of hours to get through it yesterday, but it was just enormously fun. So the decks that I'm going to use are the Beloved Dead, and I don't have the lights on right now so you can see my screen. I will turn them on so you'll see. You know what, let me do that right quick. So I'm going to set this aside. Okay, so the 2 decks that I'm going to use are the Relative Tarot and the Beloved Dead Oracle. This is by Carrie Paris, and this by Carrie Paris and Tina Hart. So let me set these aside, and I'm going to start reading the actual storyline. And the name of the actual episode is The Seance. Storytime, a Tarot Adventure, Episode 5. Now, I will say, it could be a lot of fun. It's hard for me to do lives anymore because of now having 2 dogs, and both of my dogs are very loud and obnoxious, and they come in and interrupt me all the time. Because I've had people say, it would be nice to do lives, but they're very difficult for me to do. When you see the premieres that Rhiannon and I do, even the last one, we had to pause it 3 times. The last one being like a 15-minute break because our dogs would just not settle down. So that's just extremely difficult for me to, and I don't have a door or anything where I can just like lock them out, and drown down their noise because their barks are obnoxious. So anyways, let me get on with the story. But this could be fun for people to do, their own live with their friends and see where these stories go, especially maybe on Samhain or Halloween. It could be so much fun, you guys. So let me begin. Well, it was that time of year again. The season of the witch was upon us, and I was so excited for another spooky excursion to a graveyard. My friends and I decided to head out of town to an abandoned Victorian mansion that had an old spooky cemetery next to it. It was in a very rural area on a dirt road in the middle of nowhere. It was a tradition for us to do this on the full moon each year in October. However, this year we had decided to try a different location because we wanted to do a seance in the old mansion. There had been many urban legends that made their way around town about the house, and we wanted to see for ourselves. So draw 3 or more cards to describe one of the urban legends that you have heard. All right. So we're going to draw 3 cards. Oh, I wonder if these are like in order. No, they're not. That's interesting. Let me get, let's see what else came out. All right. So what do I see here? I'll just move them aside after I'm done with these. And I don't normally put cards back in the deck when I'm using it. Not in a story, because I don't want the same ones to come out again. So you do it however it sounds right for you, though. So one of the urban legends I'm thinking is there had been a happy couple, and the husband had been blinded in a terrible accident. He fell off a ladder while doing like renovations to this home, and it blinded him. And after he became blind, he took on like a different, okay. After he became blind, he was able to see in different ways, meaning, you know, when one thing is taken away, sometimes it will create a stronger sense of one of your other senses. And his hearing and his like foresight, and he became like a healer. And they turned their home into almost like a place where people would come for like healing, and that's what he did. He was able to, she helped him, his wife helped him be able to help heal people and spread the good news about God and all that, right? And so it was like a charity that they did for people, and they were actually healing people. However, let's see what else happens, because that's all I see right there. Oops, wrong one. What happened? Show me the rest of the urban legend. Oh. However, a very wealthy man came in for healing of his son, and it didn't work. And so he turned it into, I think it's like he made it his mission to tear these people down. Because for me, this looks like Nicholas, the Tsar Nicholas. You know what? Let me see. I'm thinking that that is who that was, Romanov. And his son was a hemophiliac. Granted, they all got killed anyways. The Romanovs did. But I'm feeling like, okay, maybe they don't. But this looks like the Tsar Nicholas of Russia and his family that got killed. So he took his son to this guy in order to try to heal him, and he couldn't heal him. So he tried to destroy these people and turned it into like a laughing joke. I think maybe, I don't know if after that they just died in the house, or like the family. This is what's throwing me off here. I don't see, I mean, I don't see how it could be an urban legend. I mean, maybe they ended up just closing up the shop and having a happy family life until they passed on. Yeah, we'll just leave it at that, because 10 of Cups, right? A lot of people were upset because they wanted to also, but after this guy tried to ruin it more or less for them because he was not able to heal his son. Okay, so let's carry on. It seemed like you had been driving for ages before you finally got to the dirt road that the house was on. As you turned down the dirt road, you noticed that the air seemed to be very heavy with a mist, and your chest grew tight with anticipation. Pulling up to the graveyard, you noticed all the Gothic statues and overgrown grass. The leaves had already started to fall all around the ground, covering many of the headstones. Approaching the old entrance to the yard, you noticed the rusted iron gates and 2 gargoyle statues guarding on either side. You thought to yourself, this must have been a very wealthy family with a deep history buried within these lots. You decided to start reading the headstones to see what types of stories would be revealed to you. So draw 3 or more cards to describe what stories these graves reveal to you. Now, one of the questions that the ladies had posed yesterday when we were doing this was, you know what, I'm going to use the Beloved Dead, was whether or not it's supposed to be 3 or more cards for each gravestone. But no, it's just like 3 or more cards to reveal what stories were shown to you. You can do it however you want. This is just a guideline, right? The family did go through some hardships, which at first was him falling off, the husband falling off of the ladder while doing work on this home that they lived in. And I don't even know if they were the original owners. Remember, this is just one of the urban legends. When it's a town, you know, there's many urban legends that can be passed around. You don't know whether it's truth or not. They're just urban legends. So what I'm seeing in the headstones is that there had been hardship in the family, and that had helped them to actually use that limitation that had happened, that they thought originally had been this horrible thing that had happened to him, and then he was able to have these healing and abilities and foresight and turned it into something beneficial for them. So that was like the compass that led them there. But afterwards, they became chicken after this guy threatened them and started ridiculing what was happening in their house. They were afraid that, you know, because they were afraid that something horrible would happen, because sometimes when you do healing, sometimes when you do like things that seem like occult or magical, there are townspeople that are going to come for you, or other people that see these things and they think it comes from a dark place of the devil and stuff like that. So they were afraid of that because they were religious people. They thought that they were doing good things, but they seen how it was very quickly changing. So almost like a chicken, they decided to just cut their losses and no longer serve, you know, because it was a service. They felt like they were doing a service. But at that point, when it became more where they were ridiculed, they felt ridiculed. They felt like there was nothing else that they could do anymore. So that service ended. However, they did have a family, right? So we'll see. Let's move on. As the last of the sun sets and darkness begins to descend upon you and your friends, you decide it is time to head to the house. You traveled back to the car first to grab all of your supplies for the seance, and then off to the house you went. Upon approaching the house, you move up the stairs onto the front porch, being very careful not to fall through holes left by years of neglect. Turning the handles to the elaborately decorated large double doors, you raised your eyes in surprise, looking back at your friends, and you made your way in. It was a surprise because the door, it's almost like the door just opened for them. There was no lock, no nothing on this old place, right? So draw 3 or more cards to describe what you see upon entering the mansion. So let's see, what do we see upon entering the mansion? What do we see upon entering the mansion? You can keep this as short or as elaborate as you like. I would love it if you wanted to share your video with other people as well. Oh, here's one. Okay. What do you see? Give me a little bit more. Okay. Wow, how interesting. 2 blindfolds. Huh. Interesting. So upon entering, let me look at these for a second. So I'm seeing some beautiful landscape images, some pictures, because we've got the greenery behind these two. And also there's some starry night pictures. So like a balance between like daylight and nighttime, you know, and that spiritual connection that they have. I see some spiritual images, also some paintings on the walls. Obviously they're a little bit of disarray, and I feel like some of the images have like slashes through them, like somebody came in and slashed them, you know, like vandalizing the property, which is just a shame. I hate it when I see crap like that. But it looks like some of the decor also has like what you would almost think as witchy, like very natural themed stuff. I see a broom here. And I see like a bird and a love of nature. So like nature things kind of hidden. Maybe even like some pentacles in oh, something just came in my head. So there are pentacles designed like intricately into some of the wood, like on the staircase and on the like not necessarily like super noticeable. They're like very subtle. So I'm guessing that these people that lived there and he was doing renovations, they were not the original people. They did not build the house. It makes me feel like the people that built the house originally were more probably like pagan, or maybe I'm even getting like Irish. I'm hearing Irish in my head. So maybe they were more like Irish, especially with the greenery and stuff. So they probably practiced, I mean, even though there was probably Catholicism in there, there was probably also some nature-based stuff. And they had put some natural, they were more nature-based people. So anyways, that's kind of what I'm seeing. So grabbing your flashlight, you find a room towards the back of the house that seemed perfect for the seance. It had a large brick fireplace and built-in bookcases on either sides, which still surprisingly housed some books. Although the wallpaper was peeling off the walls in areas, you can tell it had been very beautifully decorated at one time. You laid out a large blanket on the floor and put the spirit board in the center. You placed candles all around the room, creating the perfect atmosphere to proceed. With the candlelight creating dancing shadows, we all sat down to begin our spirit work. So draw 3 or more cards to answer the following spirit communications. Okay, so in this area, there are 6 questions, and we are going to ask or draw 3 or more cards for each one of those questions, okay? So, because the spirit work has begun. All right, so the first question is, who is here with us? Who is here with us? So 3 or more cards. You don't have to do 3 or more either. That was another question during our little full moon party last night. Oh, okay. All right, let's see. Who's here with us? Oh, wow. I'm seeing wings both times. Okay. Wow. I'm getting goosebumps, guys. Okay. Who's here with us? Wow. Let me come down because of that glare. So who is here with us is an angel of prophecy and protection, bringing our attention to something that we don't see yet, trying to help us. I'm seeing, maybe they all have, do they all have wings? Okay, they all have wings, scratch that. But I am seeing, I do see an angel of prophecy and protection, trying to get our attention. Okay. 2, are we connected somehow? So we are going to see whether or not there's a connection between myself and the person that has come forward. This could be a guardian angel, right? A guardian angel. Oh, what do we got here? All they came in reverse. So we know that they're reversed, but let's turn them around so that we can see them good. So are we connected? I would say no, we're not connected because they all came in reverse. However, it's almost like a regret. I'm feeling like they are showing me, the angel is showing me that even though they stopped doing what they were doing with the service work and the healing and went on to have their family and stuff, they regretted it. They regretted not following through with what they almost feel like was they were destined to do. Okay. All right. So why are you reaching out to us? Why are you reaching out to us? Why are you reaching out to us? Which I kind of already seen that, but let's get some more clarity on that. Why are you reaching out to us? Why are you reaching out? Come on, give me something. There's one. Oh. Why are you reaching out to us? Why are you reaching out to us? Give me at least one more, please. Okay. Okay. We'll just go with whatever. It's showing both of them came out. How interesting. I feel like because perhaps I'm at that time in my life that I am soul searching because I've been having a lot of maybe ancestral stuff that I am dealing with that is almost coming in nightmares. And they are here to help me see the choices that I've made and to make the future choices correct. You know, to help me make the right choices going forward. That's why they have come forward. Okay. So the next question is, how are you able to speak to us through the spirit board? And I think I'll use this one, the Beloved Dead. So, Come on, let me ask it. So I'm seeing like a very, this feels like family. It's from them that these personalities came about. So they're able to use their lineage and the history of this particular place, their energy, in order to come forward to speak to us through the spirit board. It feels like they were originally, and it's, you know, like they were the original couple, and these are their children or their offspring that came afterwards. Even one of their children became a priest or a preacher or a holy man, right? Or somebody that's in a religion. One was like a very bold character. One was very peaceful, and one was maybe even into the dark arts, right? On both ends. Wow. Look at how balanced this is too. Religion, and this feels like a dark arts kind of thing. Peace and like strong, right? Maybe it's through balance. Okay. This is wild. Okay, so what is it like where you are at? So what is it like where they are at? Oh, come on. I know this is kind of messy, guys. Sorry. It's not really a pretty thing. So what is it like where you are at? It's like it is here. It's just a different dimension. They have happiness. They have parties. They join in with others. They also are communicating like we are from ours, using different kinds of tools and stuff like that, using gatherings. That's what that was probably showing. A gathering. That's how they were able to speak through it, by using an energy like all of us that are here at our Ouija boards. Maybe they were also sitting together as a family at a table doing a seance as well. And we connected through a different dimension and time to come together at the same time, because they also have tower moments. And they also have like things that they do going forward, right? So that's what I think it's like. It's just like ours, but a different dimension. Maybe like a multiverse. Interesting. Maybe there was some sort of portal that was created in this particular house when he fell. Because look at the first card that ever came out for the whole thing was Judgment. So some sort of ascension or download or something that happened at the time of his accident. Okay, so the last question is, do you have a special message for me? Do you have a special message? And I just cannot speak today. Do you have a special message for me? Oh, these two. We're going to leave it at that. As above, so below. Look to the stars. I'm telling you guys, I did not arrange that. My story from last night was completely different. I used a different deck. But I think that the message is that we are connected via the stars. Right? As above, so below. As within, so without. That is the message. And to trust my intuition and be positive and looking for, look to the future with hope and opportunity and stuff. So there you go, guys. I hope you have enjoyed this. It just says then you close out the spirit session with your friends and you return home. Blessed Samhain. So Thank you for joining me. I will be putting these particular pictures in the Amethyst Ascension group. If you are not on Facebook and you would like these pictures, just email me. My email address is down below in the description, and I will send you the images that way. Okay? Thank you for spending this time with me, and I'm sending you love always.